Good morning. I've got a book for us this morning, Commotion in the Ocean. Ready? The author of this book is Giles Andre. What did the author do? Wrote the words. The illustrator is David. What did David do? He's the illustrator. Drew the pictures. Yep. Do we start reading at the front cover of the book or the back cover? The front cover. It tells us the title, Commotion in the Ocean. And some of you remember what this is called. Do you remember? The spine. All right. A crab. Look at that crab. The crab likes walking sideways, and I think the reason why is to make himself look sneaky and pretend like he's a spy. Look at the turtles. We crawl up the beach from the water to bury our eggs on the land. We lay a whole batch, and then when they hatch, they scamper about in the sand. Did you know that about sea turtles? The dolphin. See the dolphins? The wonderful thing about dolphins is hearing them trying to speak. It's not, how do you do? As I'd say to you, it's more of a puzzle, squeak. Angelfish is beautiful. Hello, I'm the angelfish, darling. I'm the prettiest thing in the sea. What a shame there's no other creatures as gorgeous and lovely as me. She's a little silly. Jellyfish. The jellyfish just loves to jiggle, which other fish think is quite dumb. She knows that it's not all that useful, but jiggling is lots of fun. Sometimes it's fun to be silly. Oh, shark. I swim with a grin to greet you. See how my jaws open wide. Why don't you come in a bit closer and take a look inside? He's not just wanting us to look at his teeth, he's wanting to eat us. Look at that swordfish. They call him a swordfish because he's got a big long nose like a sword. I love to chase after small fishes. It keeps me from getting too bored. And then when I start feeling hungry, I skewer a few with my sword. Look, it's Ollie Octopus. Having 8 arms can be useful. You may think it looks a bit funny, but it helps me to hold all my children and tickle each one on their tummies. They're holding the baby octopuses, the babies. Ooh, the stingray. At the bottom of the ocean, the stingray flaps his wings, but don't you get too close to him. His tail really stings. Ah! Lobster. Never shake hands with a lobster. It isn't a wise thing to do. With a clickety clap and a snippety snap, they would snip your fingers into. Look, they've got really sharp claws. They go wham with them claws. Miles below the surface, where the water's dark and deep, live the most amazing creatures that you could ever meet. There are fish of all descriptions, of every shape and size. Some have giant pointy teeth and great big bulging eyes. Some of them can walk around and balance on their fins, but the strangest fish of all have glowing whiskers on their chins. That's way down in the bottom of the ocean in the deep, deep sea. There's some odd looking fish down there. Ah, looky here. This is a blue whale. There's no other beast on the planet as big as the giant blue whale. He measures a massive 100 feet long, from his head to the tip of his tail. That's about as long as my house. 100 feet long is probably about as long as your house. It's a big whale. Walruses. Our bodies are covered with blubber. Wait a second, let's stop right here. Blubber. Blubber means all this extra, the fat on their body is called blubber. And that's another way. We've talked about penguins and we've talked about polar bears. Walruses can live in cold water too, like penguins and polar bears. And the extra fat on their bodies, the blubber, helps to keep them warm. Now we know 3 ways that animals stay warm in cold water. All right, now let's read about walruses. Our bodies are covered with blubber, and our tusks are incredibly long. We're grumpy and proud, and we bellow out loud to show that we're mighty and strong. Did you know a walrus teeth is called a tusk? Sometimes elephants have tusks. Here, penguins and polar bears. We waddle around on our icebergs, which makes our feet slither and slide. And when we get close to the water, we leap with a splash off the side. Look at them. They're sliding down the snow. Polar bears. Deep in the Arctic, the mama polar bear snuggles up with all her children since it's very cold out there. But they've got lots of good thick fur, don't they? What a lot of creatures we have seen beneath the sea. What a lot of funny things they do. Some of them might lick their lips and eat you in one bite. And some of them might swim around you. The dolphin's very friendly and the lobster's very fierce. But the shark is the most dangerous by far. Can you name the other friends we've made along the way? See if you can tell me who they are. Do you remember? We talked about jellyfish and dolphins, angelfish, sharks, octopus, lobsters, big blue whales, swordfishes. That was a fun book. Hope you liked it. Listen, I'm going to give you 3 words. Just 3 today, okay? I want you to tell me the very first sound you hear in that word. Let's talk about penguins. Penguin. The very first sound you hear in the word penguin. Now, what letter makes that sound? P for Pee-wee penguin. Yes. P for Pee-wee penguin. This is a P. Very good. All right. I'm going to give you another word. Bear. Bear. What's the very first sound you hear in the word bear? Bubba Bear. Look, that letter right there, that's a capital B. A capital B. All right, let me find one more. Are you ready? I told you 3. Okay, fine. Oh, I almost showed you. Lobster. What's the very first sound in the word lobster? Oh. Now, what letter makes that sound? Oh. Lizzie Lizard. L says L, like Lizzie Lizard. L. This is a capital L. You guys are pretty fantastic. I miss you guys today. And remember, we're off Monday for a holiday because we said it was Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. And remember, he's the one that had the dream that all the people just be kind to everybody. I mean, how smart is that? Let's just be kind. Let's just be kind to everybody. So I hope you guys have a super good day, and I will see you next Tuesday. I love you guys. Bye.